So here at Timberbits, we get a lot of questions about CA finishes. Here's our top 5 questions and answers. Let's get into it. Question 1, how do I stop my finish from coming off? We use a CA finish because it's more durable, but what happens is when you're coating your pen with the CA, sometimes you get little bits overhanging once you take your bushes off. And if you try and assemble your pen and push the pieces together with those bits sticking down, it'll push against the glue and it will actually separate away from your timber on your pen. So to get away from this, just the same abrasive that you use to start off your sanding and polishing process, we literally rub the end of the tubes before we assemble them. So one of the questions we get is how many coats of CA should we put on our pen? We here at Timberbits like to put about 20 coats of CA on our pen. The reason for this is that when we're sanding it back and getting it to this high polished finish, we don't want to go all the way through the finish and end up back at bare timber and have to redo it again. So 20 coats gets us the best possible finish. So one of the questions we get is, do I need activator when using a CA finish? No, technically you don't, but it's going to make your life a lot easier using an activator. A couple of the things that it'll solve is bubbles in your finish, because the activator is going to set the glue instead of it rotating around and going around on your lathe. Also, once you're using an activator, there's a couple of different types. You can use an aerosol activator or you can use a pump-based activator. The aerosol is going to give you a better finish, because what happens with the pump one, as the activator comes out, it might come out in larger amounts and it's not as even, so it leaves white dots on your finish, and then you have to sand those out and start again. So you're much better off with an aerosol, because it'll give you a nice thin even layer, set that glue for you, and you can keep going on and adding your coats. Question 4 is, how do I stop getting glue on my bushes when they're in the pen? So you can't really stop that from happening, but there's a couple of solutions. So number 1, the old knife. So once you've got your bush on there and you've done your finish, you might need to run a knife and just turn your lathe by hand to be able to get your bushes out. Alternatively, you can use a synthetic bush. So this will make it a lot easier, because nothing's going to stick to it and you can just get your pen straight apart and go straight into assembly. So question 5, how much do I need to sand my pen before I put my CA finish on it? And then once I've put my CA finish on it, what sort of grits do I need to use to get a high finish polish? So here at Timberbits, this is what we use, just a multi-roll of abrasive. So this goes from 150 grit through to 600 grit. So you just want to work your way through the grits without skipping any. Okay, so once we've applied our CA finish, the next thing is to use our micro mesh. You want to work through the grits. The grits go all the way from 1500 all the way through to 12,000. You don't want to miss any grits. You just want to slowly work your way through, making sure you get rid of all the scratches from the grit before till you get to the finish, and that is what will give you a really nice high gloss, good quality finish on your pens. Okay, so I hope that answers some of your questions on the CA finishing. If you've got any other questions, please comment below, and you never know, you might find yourself in our next FAQ. So make sure you subscribe and check out timberbits.com for all your woodworking needs. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.